Welcome to Junior and Junior, the new premier morning show. I'm your host, Jared Ryan Jr., but I'm not alone on this journey. I'm joined by my best friend in life.
I'm Dale Summerfield Jr. Thank you, Jared, for the amazing introduction. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to doing this every single week.
Yep, every single week here at 8:30 this week, 8:59, but it's fine. Anybody that's here is going to see the rough start we've had, but with that, let's just run our intro and let's get into this. All right, and here we are back, ready to get into this. So, with the inaugural episode, I felt the best way to do this was to just talk a little bit about ourselves. I feel like we're primarily a sports podcast. Am I right on that?
So yeah, for the most part, I know we've discussed that. I don't know how the audience feels. I mean, if they want to, feel free to leave us a comment in the live and tell us what they thought. I mean, I think we're primarily sports, but I think we kind of agreed on talking about a wide range of topics, from movies to TV to pop culture to music to, I don't know, I can't even think, maybe I don't even know what else. There's hundreds of thousands of things that can be talked about. I know the one thing, though, is we're trying to steer away from politics, so that will not be discussed in this. We don't want to really alienate anybody and stuff along that nature. But we're primarily, about 90% of this content, or 85% of the content, is going to be sports related.
Yep.
I feel I don't know if I'm right on that.
I feel that exactly is how I feel. Yes. The one thing, though, that I was going to say, though, with our first episode being a primarily sports-based podcast, the best way to go about this probably would be to introduce our fandom. Mm-hmm. You may think, because I got my future place of employment behind me, NESN, that I'd be a Boston sports fan, but that's not true. Is there a specific order you want to go in this about? Like, should we go, like, I feel like this is true for both of us, our favorite sports, baseball, and then go baseball, football, hockey, basketball, maybe?
Yeah, and we can even, if we even want to go the crazy route, we go like MMA or golf, but we just name our favorite athlete from that sport. I mean,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we can do that. I'll let you kick us off with baseball.
Baseball, so baseball's my favorite sport. I'm a huge, huge baseball fan. As you can see, my number one team, the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm from Wisconsin, so love it there. But no, I'm a huge Brewer fan. I have to be a Twins fan, of course. They're right across the bridge. They're the AL, so they're really not harmless at all, to me at least, I feel. And then I'm a big guy of, like, the defunct teams, too, like St. Louis Browns, Montreal Expos, those sort of franchises. Like, I've been the biggest supporter for a team in Montreal. I think ever since I learned there was a team in Montreal. Like, I want to see a team back, and when I was disappointed to Tampa Bay wasn't going to have half their games in Montreal, that really broke my heart, because I really wanted to see the Expos come back. But no, with baseball, I'm a huge Milwaukee Brewer and Minnesota Twins fan. More Brewer than Twins, but...
Yes. I can confirm that Dale has wanted a team in Montreal forever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when it comes to my fandom, yes, huge baseball fan, have been since I was just a wee lad. Repping the Phillies here. From Minnesota, though, so of course, got to be a Twins fan. But yes, huge Phillies fan. Um, when it comes to other teams, I would say I probably cheer a little bit for the Orioles and the Mariners. Let's get those
Yep.
two into the playoffs.
Oh, yep. I've got to mention that too. Yeah,
Exactly.
huge Mariner. I'm on the Julio Rodriguez bandwagon, man.
How
I
can't you be?
love him. Justice Sheffield, the goat.
Yeah. Another team I'd probably say I cheer for a little bit is the Red Sox. Been to Boston, been to Fenway. If you've never been, it's an amazing experience. It's what you hear about like going to Fenway. Once you do it, it is exactly what you expect. My grandpa had been there in '04, and he turns to me when we're taking the tour and he says, "Can you feel that?" And I said, "Yes." You just get that feeling of being in that building. So gotta love the Red Sox because of how historic that stadium is.
What was that feeling like?
It,
Was it like almost like you were like you saw the legends out on the field that played for the Sox, or like what was the?
yeah, it's just like you get that feeling of like, God damn, there's been so much history here, so much that's went down on this field. Like it's so crazy. It's almost hard to explain, but it's just it. We got to get there someday so you can experience this. But
Oh,
it's amazing,
for
especially when
sure.
you go in for the game. Like, yeah, when we're taking the tour, you could feel it. But I turned to my grandpa and we were about to walk through in for the game, and I said, "I'm about to see a game at Fenway Park." Like, it's it's so amazing. Yes, I love that place, but because of that, I gotta love the Red Sox. So I'd say I'm a Phillies, Twins, and Orioles and Red Sox fan. And I also love
Nice.
Bo Bichette, but not a Blue Jays fan.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
So then I think football's next, or do we want to do basketball or?
I suppose football. I feel like because those are the two that we can most talk about.
Alrighty, yeah. You want to kick off? You want me to?
Don't matter. I can kick it off, I suppose, since you did last time.
No
All right.
pun intended, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm a Vikings fan, being from Minnesota. Love my Vikings since the day I was born. Dante Culpepper. Those were the days. It's been a rough fandom. No championships to our name. Haven't been good since the '70s. Well, we've been good, but haven't made a Super Bowl since the '70s. It's been a rough time, but we're gonna turn it around now under Kevin O'Connell, and yeah, we got some exciting players. We got Justin Jefferson, we got
Hmm.
Dalton Cook, but it's been rough. And your team will give us kind of a preview of what next week's episode's gonna be.
Yeah, for sure. Like he said, he's a Viking fan. I am a diehard Green Bay Packer fan. That's what makes I think our friendship just so unique and amazing is because we butt heads, but here's the thing, we'll butt heads for like 3 days and then like he's probably the best Viking fan I know. I'm probably the best Packer fan he knows. I know he said it before, like he's like most Packer fans are annoying and like just stuck up. But
You're
like
no Caitlin Gale.
but it's just like it's awesome because like we can butt heads and then we can talk about it afterwards, like talk about how it went and then preview for the second time that when they meet for the second time. Just a fun rivalry to have. Yeah, I'm a Packer fan. On the AFC side, not really any big fans. I'll cheer for teams here and there. Like team I feel bad for always is the Jets and the Cleveland Browns. Like they've suffered enough. Like why can't the football gods just let them be successful once in their life? But no, but Green Bay Packers all the way. I don't think I really have another team.
Yeah, if I had to pick another team, I'd probably pick the Bills. Now that I'm starting to forgive Diggs, and
Hmm.
just because they understand that 0-4 in the Super Bowl. But yeah, I don't really have an like. I'm not gonna go out and cheer for a team. I guess I cheered for the Bengals last year since it
Hmm.
was a rough year for the Vikings. But like, there's no team where if the Vikings are playing them, it's even a thought of who I'm cheering for. Like
Yeah.
nobody I'm that big of a fan of. But what was I gonna say now? I had a thought in mind. Oh no, I was yeah, that is what makes our friendship work so well. Is even though we like rival teams, we're not constantly fighting over it. When game day's here, game week, yeah, we'll butt heads. But at the end of the game, that's only 4 quarters of football. That ain't worth ruining a friendship over.
No, that that's for sure. Like I know you'll give me crap, and then I'll get all ticked off sometimes during game day. But then after the game, it's like, okay, we butted our heads, we did what we did, but now we're back into that friendship where it's like I don't want to fight anymore. I was sick and tired of that to begin with, but like we just did it for the
Yes, for the rivalry's sake, you gotta fight a bit, but
yeah.
it ain't worth anything huge. No spilt milk.
I guess let's go to the NHL then.
All right, yeah, that works with me. Do you want to start us off?
I mean, I feel like you should because you're the hockey man.
That's fair. I will do that. I can probably go on here about a bit about the NHL. So, when it comes to the NHL, I am primarily a Minnesota Wild fan. I've loved my Wild um, since I can remember. Would never have another team. The only exception to that rule is these guys right here. My second favorite team is any team that has a Bulldog. Love my UMD Bulldogs. I'm a season ticket holder of them for, I believe this will be my 16th season. 16 of my 19 years. Well, soon to be 19. So you can see how that works. It was a rough day for me when the Wild lost Carson Sufi in the expansion draft, but that's basically the only exception I make to being a Wild fan. Outside of that, it's Wild all the way. Gonna finally win that Stanley Cup someday. We got a good roster. We got Kirill Kaprizov. We got Matt Boldy. Love Matt Boldy. Want to go down and meet him at the State Fair. Get his autograph. BC Eagle. I wish I would have bought my damn BC Eagles jersey in Boston. I brought that down and have him sign that. But no. No. But yeah, I love my Wild. And if the Wild aren't playing, I'm watching the game with the Bulldog and cheering for them. Scott Prunovich on the Blues. Might have to break that rivalry there and get a Scott Prunovich jersey as much as I hate the Blues.
Probably for me, well, because I'm not a big college hockey fan, but it probably has to be the Bulldogs just because you're a Bulldog fan and all the history you've given me with them. Probably also UWS Yellow Jacket just because that's college I'm going to this year.
That's our school. We got to cheer for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, kind of have to. I mean, hey, they got a good team this year, expected to make a run in the playoffs.
Don't lie. It's okay that they're not that good of a team.
No, yeah, it is. But NHL-wise, this might sound crazy, folks. Bear with me when I say this team. The New York Islanders. Anders Lee. Matthew Barzal. Brock Nelson. Greatest team alive. They will win a Stanley Cup next year. You hear me out right now.
Oh.
You heard it here first. Stanley Cup champs.
Stanley Cup champs, huh?
2023.
From whatever pick they were this year to Stanley Cup champs, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't.
No, but yeah, I was telling Jared, I said I kind of want to get into hockey more, and I need to cheer for a team, and I really don't. I mean, I probably would cheer for the Wild. Like, yeah, I'll root for the Wild, but like, I kind of wanted to have a unique team that just cemented me, and like me and him both like history. I've been to New York City once in my life and fell in love with the city. So with that being said, I don't like the Yankees. Don't like the New York Giants. I don't like any New York team other than probably the New York Islanders.
Yeah. F the Mets.
Yeah.
No, but Oh, I was gonna say how the best way to get into hockey too is to find people that can talk about it and just learn, and that's something anybody that watches this that's like, well, I'd love to get into hockey, but how can I go about that? There's so much to know, so many rules to the game. I suggest people like the hockey guy. I've sent videos to this guy to Dale. He's amazing. Some people find him boring, but it's just the way he talks about the game and every day he does a news video and covers what's going on, and it's just you got to find people that talk about the sport to get into it, because it's such a hard sport to just on your own get into. So
And that's what I struggle. That's what I struggle with. Like, I still don't know hardly any of the rules. I'm still trying to watch and learn what the rules are, what how points work, how scoring works.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't blame you. It's a tough game when you're first becoming a fan of to understand what's going on.
I think other than baseball, I know I might get some crap for it, but I think hockey is the second most skilled sport, followed by football. I feel like those could be the top three for like pro team wise. Like,
Yeah.
you have baseball is super skilled, then you got hockey, and then you have football.
I feel like you'll get more crap for saying that baseball's that skilled.
Well, I probably will, but I'm just thinking with it just being like, it's hard. It's hard to hit a bat. You look at the guys that how many people over the span of 150 years, how many of them have gone and how many have got called up for 3 games and have never made it back.
Oh yeah, look at a guy like with my Phillies, Scott Kingery. Huge touted prospect, was going to be the future shortstop of the team. Call him up for a season. Can't hit worth shit. Gets sent down the minors. He's up on this big extension for 7 years, and he's a career AAA player. It's not easy to be on the MLB level and hit a baseball. There's so many guys that hit one something or even lower.
And I think we've been fortunate enough with the life that we've lived so far to see that with players such as Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani,
Yes.
Giancarlo Stanton.
There's so many players that we've gotten the opportunity to see play that are so amazing, so once in a generation. In the case of Shohei, once in a century.
Yeah.
Haven't seen a player like him since probably Babe Ruth.
Yeah. Which is amazing. I guess we should move over to basketball. I know it says we have about a minute remaining in the meet, so what my thought is, maybe bear with us. It might show a black screen for a while, but we'll reopen it right away.
Yeah, sounds good with me.
Okay. I guess we'll go to basketball real fast. Milwaukee Bucks. Again, Wisconsin. There's nothing really else I can say. I mean, I'll also root. Like I said, I like New York. The Knicks. Feel bad for the Knicks, just like I feel bad for the Jets. I think the Timberwolves a little bit, but I've also kind of a little bit been pressing for the Supersonics to come back. Again, I'm a fan of those defunct franchises. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's I'm sure the Supersonics will come back quite soon.
Yeah.
What time are we looking at? Because I can't see it because I'm on our editing software.
9:17 I have right now. I'm thinking to push it 9:30, 9:35-ish. But
Well,
I know it says
I meant
we have
like how much like time are we remain before we got starting to call?
Less than 1 minute.
All right. Should we just? Well, I can start talking if I get cut off. Well, fuck.
Yeah.
So I'm a 76ers fan. Like my Phillies, decided to go to Philadelphia for my basketball fandom. I'm not a huge NBA guy, so no real commitments there. Just chose to be a Sixers fan one day, and I am. And I guess in the West, I'm kind of a Trailblazers fan a little bit. I don't know. I don't really have a loyalty to a West team. It's more I watch a Sixers game when it's on, watch them in the playoffs, but nothing committed really.
Yeah,
well,
everybody.
now we're back. I had to wait for the so I could get it like.
Oh.
Fast.
Well, now we're back, folks. Yeah, like I don't want to pay for Zoom Plus, so like it's a waste of money.
Well, I tell you, if some people want to sponsor us, if they want to give us money to get ad breaks in our show, we will do that. We will cut away and give you an ad break if you'll pay us enough to have Zoom Pro so that we can have unlimited meetings.
Yes.
Because if our meeting can be 2 hours, we don't care if we have to step away for an ad break.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's fine. Just as long as I'm two things. As long as I don't miss my school classes and I'm home for dinner,
Exactly.
and probably work too. But
Well, yeah, you probably want to get to work.
yeah, this is my paycheck right now. That's what I'm doing. But no, going back like what you said with basketball, I'm really not a big basketball guy either. So like, I I'm a I wouldn't class myself as a Bucks fan. I mean, I like the Bucks. I cheer for the Bucks, but I could root for it just about anybody
Yeah,
except for the Golden State Warriors. I just
I'll cheer for the Warriors because of Jordan Poole.
oh
You guys may have noticed I got the picture of when he upset, led Michigan to the upset over Houston up there,
yeah.
which was a big moment. So as a Wolverines fan, I cheer for uh, Golden State with Jordan Poole. But
Hmm.
yeah, like basketball, I find it like really the only teams I can't cheer for are like the Celtics, Knicks, and Nets, and that's just because of
Oh
their rivalry with the Sixers.
yeah.
But like outside of that, I don't care.
That's how I feel with the Bulls.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But no, like college basketball wise, I got two. I got the Wisconsin Badgers again from Wisconsin, kind of. But it's been ingrained into my DNA to be a Wisconsin fan. I mean, all Wisconsin sports, I think I'll be like that till the day I die, to be honest with you. But
Mm.
second college basketball team, UConn, men and women's basketball, the, probably the greatest basketball school on the East Coast.
Yeah. Yeah, no, when it comes to college basketball, yeah, I probably got like four teams, when it comes to D1 men's Michigan, D1 women's UConn. I mean, Paige Buckets down there. Who don't love Paige Buckets? Then we got the Bulldogs men's and women's at a D2 level, and then, you know,
Mhm.
our school UWS at the D3
Yep,
level. But
for
outside,
sure.
yeah.
I'm trying to think. So we hit all major four. Um,
Yeah, we can
guess we
we can
can
go
just
in.
keep going down.
Yeah, we can go into like MMA and golf and whatever if you want.
Yeah, that works. Probably mixed martial arts wise. Oh God, I could name a ton for you. Like I watch MMA. I'll watch it. I haven't been lately. Just ESPN prices are just outrageous. Like it's not worth spending $80 for a pay-per-view to watch
Yeah.
25 minutes of a main event and then have half the time have nothing. I mean, there's skill to that too, so that's a very skilled sport. But no, MMA wise, I'd probably say when I was growing up, George St. Pierre, former welterweight champion. Oh, loved him. Anderson Silva when he was champion. I've met John Jones, so I know he's done a lot of trouble in the past. But I mean, I still he, I like him. I know, yeah, that kind of sounds crummy to a couple of you guys, but like, I'll cheer for John Jones. Yeah, just those are about the guys. Chuck Liddell, growing up, was also
Oh,
cool,
I
and
love Chucky.
yeah,
Yeah.
the one I can't. I know a lot of people do. Conor McGregor. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter. It's just he's overhyped. I feel like I feel like after that Jose Aldo fight where he knocked him out in 13 seconds, he just became overhyped.
Yeah, no, I definitely can see that. Yeah. It's it seems like the media and people really just bought into the McGregor hype and pumped
Hmm.
him up more than he needed to be.
Yeah. Oh, and also Donald Cowboy Cerrone. I forgot to mention that one. That one's my yeah.
Yeah. Um yeah, I don't know. I'm not huge on UFC. The extent of my UFC knowledge when I was a kid was UFC Undisputed 2010. I got that because Brock Lesnar was in it. Big wrestling fan. If we're being honest. But now I would say, some of my favorites, well, not that both of them are on, but Max Holloway. I like Max Holloway. Dale does not. He can trash Max Holloway if he'd like. I do not care.
Well, no, I don't want to trash him in case one day he watches this
Yeah,
and then he comes after me. So I'm gonna keep think. I mean, I like the guy. He's a good fighter. I don't know. I just don't cheer for him. I don't like him. So that's all I'm going to go over there with him.
Have you ever seen Tacoma FD?
I have not, but I want to watch it.
Okay. Well, there's an episode where they do like a sports podcast, and there's a fight coming to town. I think it was a boxing match, and they're like, yeah, the only way to get a sports podcast off the ground is to have hot takes. So they trash this fighter. Well, it turns out when he comes to towns, he likes to go hang out with the firefighters. So he does their podcast, and then they hear the episode of him getting trashed by the guys, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna be. It is so funny, and I'm like, that's what happened. Max Holloway will watch our podcast. He'll be like, yeah, I'll come on your podcast, and then he'll watch it. And you trash. You
Right.
want to kick
So
the
that's
shit
why
out
I'm
of you.
keeping things civil. Like,
Yeah. No, but then I also like Paige Van Zandt. I know people think she sucks. I don't care. 12 gauge Paige Van Zandt could dominate me.
oh yeah.
I meant that both as a fighter and no, I'll
Yeah.
just leave it at that.
Yeah. I guess next sport. I mean, I really don't know how deep we want to go in. I mean, we can end it there if you want, and then we can just begin talking about whatever else we want to talk about.
Yeah, I don't know if is there anything on here that we haven't talked about? Like the only really thing we
Maybe
haven't talked about is like Team USA, but like what's there to talk about with that? Just
no, that
favorite
we're Team
athlete.
USA all the way,
Yeah,
as
of course
Gordon
we are.
Bombay once said.
Yeah,
Mighty Ducks 2, Team USA all the way.
exactly. As Americans, you have to be Team USA all the way. I guess the only thing I could add to that, the only other nation I cheer for is Finland. I'm so much Finn that if I didn't, that would be wrong. But
That's how I feel with sometimes like with Germany or like in the Winter Olympics, I'll cheer for either Germany or I think Italy's in there too. I'm a little bit Italian, so
yeah,
I like having that like 2%, 3% Italian in me. So
exactly. Yeah, yeah. I mostly because well, especially being like a big hockey fan, especially with U.S. and Finland being good teams. I can always cheer for that final there. Don't match us up in the semis. Don't match us up in the
hmm
quarters. Let's meet in the finals. And if the U.S. wins, great. My home nation won. If
yeah,
Finland wins, well, my heritage won. Either way,
yeah,
it's a win-win. Like when
Well,
Finland won the World Championship of Hockey, I posted on my story and I wrote World Champions in Finnish because why not?
hmm yeah.
Respect to the Finns.
Trying to think anything else. I guess we could go through maybe our favorite and least favorite players. I know,
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, I don't mind that. You just
or if
family.
we want to do what we're going to school for or something, just give them a little bit more background with that. Or
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, honestly. Because really, all this episode it needs to be about is learning to know us more as hosts.
yeah,
And so yeah, I don't like that idea. You wanna go first, or you want me to go? Like,
yeah, I can.
okay.
Well, like we said, UWS, UW University of Wisconsin Superior is where we're going. I am unsure at the moment of what I want to do. I know I'm thinking maybe stay at least 2 years to obtain my generals and then maybe transfer up to a technical college up in Duluth, Minnesota for firefighting. That's the route I'm planning on taking, but like everything, college can change just like that. So that's where I'm at right now. Um, yeah, so go Jackets.
Yep, go Jackets. So yeah, like Dale said, attending the University of Wisconsin Superior. I'm looking to major in communications. With that, I'd like to parlay it into a career doing play-by-play for a MLB or NHL team. My dream job would be working for either the Phillies in Philadelphia or any team in Boston or Minnesota, staying home. Or Boston, though, like I said, love that city, so I wouldn't mind moving there. I would love to work for the Bruins or the Red Sox, but that'd be a tough job to get. Yeah, in 4 years, I would like to graduate, move somewhere, um, and find a job working for either a like lower tier hockey team or like an independent ball team, and start working my way up. And yeah, hopefully someday end up on like Bally Sports or NESN or something like that. Just If that doesn't work though, I'd love to go change my path and go down the social media route for a sports team, which a degree in communications will allow me to do. So I have so many options with communications that
Mhm.
that's why I chose that as my major.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm looking forward to him. I'm looking forward 20 years down the line, telling my kids, "Hey, there's my best friend on TV.
Yep. Yep, exactly. I
Uncle Jared's on TV."
exactly. I just to be there someday would be amazing. And
Hmm.
you watch all these people growing up, all these sportscasters that you know. Sadly just lost him, Vin Scully.
Hmm.
To be the idol to somebody, to want to send them down that path like these people have been for me, would be the dream, honestly. And when I get to that point, I don't want to be the guy that won't talk to fans. No Bob
Yeah,
Uecker.
yeah,
No, but like, you know, there's people that if you inspire people, the least you can do is give some of your time to answer some questions and, you know, just be nice to them. They're a fan of you.
hmm,
That's just decency as a human.
yeah. Especially you're doing them a favor by broadcasting gaming. I mean, if they look up to you, I feel like that's you should at least sign their autographs, or take photos, or just take time and answer their question. Because if they weren't interested in you, they would just walk right past you. They wouldn't
Yeah,
care.
exactly. And without them, you don't have a job. At the end of the day, the only reason that you get to call those games is because they're there listening. They give you a job. So why
And
can't you
over
be?
time, you develop that trust.
Exactly. I would want to be loved by a fan base,
Hmm.
and like Greg Murphy was for the Phillies, and they fired him during COVID. And I remember the outpour of support that we showed for that guy, and just calling on NBC Sports Philadelphia, how dare you fire Greg? We love Murph. How could you do this to him? And
Yeah.
if you build a relationship with the fan base like that, that's going to last forever. It doesn't matter where you go. They're always going to love you. They're always going to keep up with your career. So
Yeah.
why not do it? It's easy.
And now with the Brewers, I mean, I'm not a big Bob Uecker guy, but like Jeff Levering and the other radio announcers over there, like I turn them on. I trust those guys. I feel like I've known them for my whole life. Like I mean, I get they've only been there probably 4 or 5 years, but like I've listened to them so many times that I'm so used to their voice and that I trust them, and I don't want to listen to anybody else. I don't care to listen to anybody else.
Yeah, I definitely get that. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we can get into it if you want on favorite athletes, least favorite athletes. I guess we
Yeah,
can
we
go
can.
in the order that we went in before.
Yeah, exactly. All time or
We can do all time, yeah,
okay.
all time or
All right. Well, I definitely know who my all-time least favorite baseball player is.
yeah.
But
Well, yeah, I know.
should we just both say it right now?
Yeah,
All right. 2, 1. Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds.
Yeah. Fuck Barry Bonds. If you're listening to this, you think Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame? I don't care. That'll be the politics we get into, baseball politics. Screw
Yeah,
Barry Bonds. He doesn't
yeah.
deserve to be
That
in the
that's
Hall of
our
Fame.
baseball politics. That's the biggest hot take. Barry Bonds is not a Hall of Famer. If you just look at his stats, it's well, okay. We'll save this for another episode because
Yeah.
I think we're gonna. I think maybe at no, we've talked about having a full episode down the line of this,
Yeah,
or
about
like
players that should be Hall of Famers and those who shouldn't.
yeah. So we're
Yeah.
gonna stay away from that right now, just so we can give you guys like elements of surprise and give us our tell you our opinions on it. But I mean, if you want to go first with your favorites and other least favorites that you have.
Yeah. So favorite in baseball, my current favorite would be Bryce Harper probably. Um, like I said, I like Bo Bichette, Bryson Stott, Alec Boehm. Those are a lot of the guys I like now. Byron Buxton, Max Kepler. I was on the Max Kepler bandwagon before it was cool to be a Max Kepler fan.
Hmm.
So it's I've always like that's the thing. I notice I get on the bandwagon of players, and then like it becomes cool to be a fan of them, and I'm like, it's not me, but why? Why every player do I choose has to become the cool option? So it's like, oh, I don't have a unique favorite player anymore. No, everybody loves that player.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of all-time favorite, Joe Mauer. I think that's very clear. I'm a Minnesota kid.
Yeah.
Joe Mauer from St. Paul,
Mm-hmm.
catcher at Cream Durham Hall, drafted #1 overall by the Minnesota Twins. Like, how do you not, as a kid from Minnesota, growing up watching his career, love that guy? Something that I both love and I hate at the same time, and I shed a few tears on this day. Um, Joe Mauer decides to retire on November 12th, 2018. Now, what you guys do not know, November 12th is my birthday. My favorite player of all time decides that he needs to officially announce his retirement on my birthday, and so I'll always have that. But it's like, why, Joe? Because it's the same day Stan Lee died. Big Mama fan. So that day kind of sucked for a birthday.
Yeah.
In terms of other players I don't like, Alex Rodriguez, same reason as Barry Bonds. If you're shooting up, you're not that good of a player.
I know you don't like Ryan Braun either.
Nope, don't like Brian Braun. Though, especially though with Brian Braun, like at least with Alex Rodriguez, you can say that he has admitted to his mistakes and kind of even like right in the moment, right when it came out,
Yeah.
he just said, "Yeah, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done this." But with like Ryan Braun, I find it hard to respect a man that tried to put the blame on the doctor. Like just it's easier to just admit, yeah, I did it. It was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I can't take it back now. Like,
Yeah.
you try to cost a man his job. Some other players I don't like would really more just be with rivals, like Pete Alonso. I've never liked Pete Alonso. I think that's just because he's a Met.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just who's the other players I don't like? I never really liked Freddie Freeman. That
Mm-hmm.
one's like I feel like I should like him because like there's nothing wrong with him, but I just never really liked him. But like Acuna, Albies, I don't really have a problem with them on the Braves, even though I hate the Braves. Used to hate Bryce Harper when he was a National.
Yeah. Now he's a Philly, so.
Yeah, which that's how it works. He plays for the rival. You gotta hate the player, but they come to your team, you love them. I even started to
Mm-hmm.
love him when his last year as a Nat because it was very clear, writing on the wall. He's either gonna be a Yankee or he's gonna be a Philly. Hate the
Mm-hmm.
Yankees, but there's a player I hate, Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge has done nothing to me, but I Oh no, no! You know who on the Yankees I hate the most? I take back Aaron Judge. Dale, you know who's coming.
Yeah.
Josh Donaldson. Josh Donaldson is an overpaid piece of trash. If he hears that, he can come on this podcast and take it up with me, Josh. I will show you the video of me heckling you. New York may be the city that never sleeps, but your back sure does. I can't stand Donaldson. Didn't like him when he was a Twin. Thought he was overpaid then. I hate him even more now as a Yankee. I hate the Yankees. Yes, I've never liked Josh Donaldson. There's nothing good about that man. That may be my least favorite player in the game today. Fuck Josh Donaldson.
All right. Well, I'll go to mine. Currently, it's Brewer shortstop Willie Adames. Like, I'm on the Willie train all the way. Same with Garrett Mitchell. Huge. Garrett Mitchell is right now living up to the hype, and I hope it stays that way. I hope he turns into a Ryan Braun, but not a steroid Ryan Braun. I hope he's like stays healthy, he plays, and I hope one day I can say that I saw a future Hall of Famer's first at bat. And yeah, I've been on the Garrett Mitchell hype train since he was drafted back in 2020. I've been waiting for the moment he was called up. So that was that whole thing there. Also, I
Did I
want to say
call you?
probably it's going to have to be Christian
Yeah.
Yelich one, Shohei the next. Love Shohei, Mike Trout, those two Angels there. The one Yankee that I really like, Giancarlo Stanton. I'm a huge Stan man. Liked him when he was with Miami. Yeah, I have no beef with Giancarlo. But I think all those, my least favorite players, Josh Donaldson, as Jared said, I can't stand the guy. He's overpaid. Oh no, and I forgot another favorite. I forgot two of my other favorites. Juan Soto, love Juan Soto. And Julio Rodriguez. So yeah, my least favorite wise though, Garrett Cole. I hate that guy. I don't like him one bit.
Yeah.
Um, who else? Josh Donaldson, I don't like him. Cannot stand Nolan Arenado.
Really?
I don't,
Just
I
because
don't
he's a
like the.
Cardinal?
Well, I mean, he's a great ball player. I respect him as a player. It's just he's a Cardinal. I don't like the Cardinals. So
So, like, when he was a Rocky, you didn't have a problem with him, but
yeah,
okay.
yep. When he was a Rocket, same with Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah.
Probably
Diamondbacks,
my
like,
only favorite Cardinal is Yair Molina. Currently, him or Pujols, because I want to see Pujols hit 700. I'm on that Pujols 700, but he'll end at 699.
he's going. Just because of course, that's where it'll end. And he said he won't come back for another year if he does finish short. So it's gonna be 699. He's gonna be like, well,
I just want
never
him to
mind.
come back so he can just break the record.
Well, he should. I mean, I know he probably wouldn't break the record even if he came back, but still, it'd be cool to see. Somebody
Yeah,
needs
it
to.
would give baseball fans something to watch, and the viewership on it would be astronomical.
Did you see what I believe it was Bob Nightingale said about Aaron Judge?
Mm-mm.
He said something like if Aaron Judge breaks Robert Maris or Roger Maris' record, he'll be the true home run king for a season because you can't count those guys that use steroids or cream.
No, you can't. You can't count McGuire's. You can't count Bonds' 73 in a season. I mean,
Yeah,
but
can't count
yeah, like I
those,
said,
but I
I
can't. Yeah,
least favorite all time is Barry Bonds. I can't stand him. I can't stand Sammy Sosa. Oh, who else all time do I not like? Oh, yeah, most of the Dodgers, except for like Sandy Koufax, Don Drysdale, the early Brooklyn Dodgers and LA Dodgers. But all time favorite players are probably, oh God, Robin Yount, Nolan Ryan, Pete Rose,
oh, yeah.
Charlie Hustle.
Hey, you gotta love
Uh,
Pete.
another debate for another time should be in the hall, but that's just my opinion
Oh,
there.
well, we'll clearly get into that on an episode about who should be in the Hall of Fame and
Mhm.
who should. Pete Rose.
And here's when nobody has ever said, and I'm shocked that nobody has ever said this. The greatest first baseman of all time is not Lou Gehrig. It is not Albert Pujols. It's George Sisler.
Really.
What that man did in the early 1920s and 30s for the St. Louis Browns will never be topped. It took almost 90 years to break his single season hit record.
Yeah.
Ichiro did that. It took almost 80, 90 years to do that.
That's another player that deserves mention is Ichiro.
Yeah.
He's a guy that's it's something with those Mariners. They're just easy to love regardless.
Yeah. And I know we've talked about this too, but like the what ifs in sports. What if that 2001 Mariners team actually went all the way? I mean, they could be the greatest team ever. But that's again another episode, another time, another episode.
Another what if would be what about if Ichiro came over earlier?
Yeah.
He's probably hit king at this point.
Yes.
So that's yeah. There's so many great what ifs that we could get into. That,
Mhm.
yeah, but for the future.
Yeah.
Same for the.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Um, I'm gonna run through this quick because I know I don't want to take up any more time.
Mm.
Football. Hate to say it, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, just as a Packers fan, I personally don't like the guy, but
Yeah.
he has to be on like the favorites list. Donald Driver's one, Josh Allen's another, Zach Wilson, GOAT. He is,
Milf Hunter.
yep, the greatest
Sucks in
man.
man 23 though. I had to trade him away.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, for football, basketball, it's got to be on Giannis all the way. Um, that's about it. I really don't care for basketball that much. Probably Julius Randle. I mean, I like Julius Randle. And then the NHL, Anders Lee. I mean, gotta like the captain. He's the real captain. Derek Jeter is not. Sanders Lee.
Yeah. Yeah, for football, my favorites would have to be all time. Probably Jared Allen on defense, Dante Culpepper on offense. Currently, gotta love Justin Jefferson. Um, Trevor Lawrence, they got Trevor Lawrence Clemson jersey. Joe Burrow, got a Joe Burrow Bengals jersey before they got these new jerseys, which I'm starting to warm up to. I hated them at first. I was happy I got one before they changed jerseys, but I
Mhm.
may have to get a black one or the white tiger or whatever they're calling it, or white Bengal.
Yeah.
um, might have to get one of those. Yeah, Zach, Zach Wilson is cool. Um, Jamar Chase, but in terms of players that I don't like, Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers. There's more I could get into Brett Favre, but like
Yeah.
I even him like I don't like him. My base problem is I don't like Aaron Rodgers as a human. I don't like the football player Aaron Rodgers, but I hate Aaron Rodgers as a human even
Yes.
more.
Yes. Per se, and yeah, if I can get into it, if you will let me. Yeah, no, he's just the way I see him on the field acting towards his teammates is just kind of disgusting. I get if they drop a pass, but you don't need to call him a effing idiot out on the football field.
Yeah.
You can leave that in the locker room or say it to them one on one when you see them. But you don't need to roll your eyes after every play and swear and get all mad and act like you're the coach. That's the same with LeBron. I don't like LeBron. LeBron's a whiny brat. I'm sorry, kicking off all of LeBron fans here, but no, it's you're there to be a football player, and I get you're a captain, you're a leader, but let the coach coach. You're a player. If you wanted to be a coach, you should have decided to sign up for the coaching job.
When he's such a terrible leader on the field, the way he acts and stuff. Especially like watch him after every play where something doesn't go right for him. He's in the ref's ear complaining. Oh, there should have been a penalty.
Yeah.
He
No,
he's
yeah,
he's
this is
fouled
his
on every
signature
play.
move. It's not like this or the discount double check. It's the what the
Yeah,
heck's going on? That's his signature move. That's what he'll probably be known for. Like,
it's so ridiculous. Like, man, he makes it so easy to hate him.
yeah, yeah. And as a Packers fan, I like him as a player, but as a person on and off the field, no. Like his stat wise, don't get me wrong, he's probably one of the greatest ever. I own an Aaron Rodgers jersey. I wear it because it's Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay. Love my team. Love the quarterback, but I do not like him as a person. I know that's probably one of the few Packer fans that say that, but I just don't. The way he treats his fellow teammates and coaches and stuff is just horrible. He's acting childish. That's
No, yeah, it's true though.
yeah.
I thought I had listed my top 10 quarterbacks. I was gonna pull up see where Aaron Rodgers fell. Wasn't top five. I know that much. But yeah, he's such a child. And like, I'm not gonna name names because I don't want to throw out people we know's name on here. But there were some people that I remember when he went through the whole immunization thing
Yep.
and everything. Not telling the full truth. All the people that were just bootlicking him, like, oh well, he has his reasons. He wants to have children. It's like just tell the truth, man. If you don't want to get vaccinated, that's your choice. But don't lie about it.
Yeah, and he was getting all hurtful. Big Cat's podcast the
Oh,
other day for
I know.
Barstool. I saw that and said, "How many grandmothers have you killed?" And he's talking about that. He's like, "Well, that's just downright mean." I'm like, "You're mean to people all the time, and you
No,
think
I
you're
can
always in
quote.
the
I
right.
can
So why
quote what
can't
he
you be
said.
in the wrong for once?"
He I can't remember the one. Well, the one guy goes, "How many people have you killed?" And then Big Cat goes, "Well, no, no, no. How many grandmothers have you killed?" And then Aaron Rodgers goes, "Well, I know you guys are just joking, but I don't find that funny." And Big Cat goes, "Oh, we're not joking." That
Oh
was
yeah.
funny. Yeah, like he like seriously though, like if you can't take people calling you out on your decisions, just move on.
Mhm.
It's like when that Chicago reporter talked about him. And then he went and held a whole press conference saying, you don't even know me. You don't know what I'm like as a person. Like you can say all of that is. I've never met him, but I can tell you Aaron Rodgers is a giant prick.
Yes.
I don't need to meet him to know that. And the way
Yeah.
that he responded to that reporter shows it. Like, tearing into a guy. The reporter should have came out and said, you don't even know me. How do you know that about me?
And here's a guy that I've warmed up to over the years, and I still kind of don't like him, but Tom Brady.
Oh, I love Tom Brady.
I can finally admit to the American people here, to the fans of the NFL, Tom Brady is the greatest football player ever.
Yes.
I have come to that realization after being in middle school and saying he is not, and standing by that. My opinion on him has changed, just seeing what he can do away from Belichick. Belichick needed Brady. Brady did not need Belichick.
No, that's so clear now too,
And so, yeah, I mean, I was never a New England fan, so I think that's why I really didn't like him. But yeah, I cheer for Brady. I like Brady. I respect him. He's a great guy, family man. I mean, he was in what, Ted 2 or Ted? One of the two, I can't remember.
Ted 2, I believe.
Yeah. So no, but yeah, he's just a cool dude, downright. I know you like him because of Michigan, so.
Well, he's a hell of a player. You know,
Oh
obviously
yeah.
I like him because of Michigan, but he's just such a great player that it's easy to like him.
Same with him and Peyton Manning. I love Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Their rivalry, I love that. I loved watching them each week or each playoffs, just dueling it out. Like, Peyton Manning is probably one of the funniest guys I have ever seen in my life.
Have you ever
TV
watched his
and
show,
commercials.
Payne's Places or whatever?
Huh?
Have you ever watched that show he has on ESPN?
Nope.
Oh, we have ESPN Plus through Hulu, but I've watched it. I watched a few episodes. I watched I don't remember which ones I've watched, but it's pretty funny. I mean, obviously, you know how hilarious Peyton is, so
Yeah.
give him a show where he can just be him for an hour. It's great.
Yeah.
And then, like, they got Poppy's Places in the first episode. They're walking around to some, like, baseball museum in Colorado. Oh, Peyton is, and then he runs into Big Poppy. It's hilarious.
And hopefully we have both of them, one of them at least one day on this podcast, hopefully.
Oh, that would be awesome. That's shooting for the stars, but
yeah.
Preferably Payne. Big Pop can't talk well.
Yeah.
Nothing against. I love Big Pop.
Except for when he says, the Yankees lose.
Yeah, we'll have come on. The Yankees lose.
Yeah.
He'll get to say it on the class.
I mean, I think we got about 6 minutes left or so.
Yeah, should we just wrap it up here?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you want to just run down your basketball and hockey quick.
Yeah. All right. Basketball fair players AI all time. Currently, Mike Hillbridge is Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid. Any players that I hate? There's none that immediately come to mind that I hate, so I must not hate him that much. Hockey. Okay, favorite player all time. Probably Mikko Koivu. First full-time captain of the Wild. Number retired, the number 9 up in the rafters at XL. Currently, my favorite player on the Wild is Kirill Kaprizov. On other teams, like I said, Carson Soucy, Scott Perunovich from UMD. Players I hate, get me started. If we want to go into college, Jordan Kawaguchi, that little prick that always tried to fight Nick Wolf. Was that Jack Perbix? I want to say it was Jack Perbix that always tried to fight Nick Wolf. No, this would be hilarious. We go down to St. Cloud. I never noticed this. I don't know if he did it every game, but we go down to St. Cloud, and the guy, after every play, Nick Wolf's like 6'6", and this guy's like 5-something. And after every play, he'd skate up to Nick Wolf and try and start a fight with him. It's like, you are going to get your ass pounded into the ground if you fight him. What are you trying? It was so funny. And then when they came to Duluth to end the season, I noticed it too. I was like, has he been doing this his entire college career? Because he won't stop doing it. But Don't like him. I don't like any of the 2017 Denver team. Don't like any of the 2022 Denver team. I don't like any Wisconsin or Minnesota player. You may say there's probably an exception. Oh, there is. There is. But that's because they played for a different team. I like Hillary Knight. Actually, there is one exception to that. It is not a men's player. I like, her name's escaping me, defenseman. She's coming to Wisconsin this year. Her name is escaping me at the moment, though. But I'm going to go to the Wisconsin and UMD series to see her play. I'll figure out her name quick. All right, I don't. USA Hockey. There we go. They gotta have a starting lineup somewhere, right? Okay, this is no help. Do they have a game today? Any chance?
Huh?
Yes, they do. Caroline Harvey. She's a defenseman for Wisconsin this year. So that's one exception to the hating Wisconsin player or Minnesota player that's currently there.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, if you are currently a Gopher or a Badger, I hate you. We can reconvene on this matter when you leave that school. Until then, don't ask me to like you. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't hold grudges for anybody. I don't really hate a lot of people or dislike them. I mean, but yeah, no, it's just LeBron mostly, Aaron Rodgers, Barry Bonds, just.
I do hold a grudge against Josh Donaldson for that highway robbery that he pulled off on the Twins.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I
Yeah,
liked him
right.
for that, but
No, but we got about 2 minutes left. I just wanna say this was fun today. I'm looking forward to more in the future.
Next week should be great. We'll be talking about Packers and Vikings rivalry, previewing the game that they will be playing on Sunday. We can preview the Thursday night game. It's the Rams on Sunday, isn't it?
I believe
think
it's Rams and some. Yeah, Rams
because
and
they used to
somebody.
always do the Super Bowl champion kicked off the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know who they play. But we can preview that Thursday game that would be coming up the next day, and I suppose preview all the games Sunday, but mostly talk about our two teams matching up to start off week one, start off the new season. Dale's heard how we're going to try and get a special guest to join the podcast. We'll see what we can do. We're going to try and make it work. If we can't get it to work, oh well. You guys will never know who it was.
Yeah. But we're going to try getting special guests, hopefully a couple times.
Yeah. Anybody would like to be on the podcast.
Yeah.
You have to have some name value. But you can reach out to either of us. At least I speak. You can reach out to me. I don't want to speak for you. But you can reach out to me on social medias, UMD_Bulldogs_Maniac on Instagram. I don't know my Twitter, so don't reach out to me on Twitter. I'm never on Twitter in the first place, so you'd be wasting your time. But yeah, reach out to me on Instagram, and just, if you want to be on the podcast, shoot me a DM. And if you got a little name value, I'll let you come on.
Same with me. I'm just look up Dale Sunfield Jr. I think it's DJ_Sunfield Jr. is my Instagram username. So just look me up there.
That's true. If they literally just look up our names, they'll find. I always think
So just find us on there, and you want to give the final sign off?
Yeah. This has been the inaugural episode of Junior and Junior. And
thank you. I am Dale Sunfield Jr.
I am his Hall of Fame partner, Jared Ronnie Jr.
And thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate it. Like we said again, DM us if you want to be on. If you have thoughts for future episodes, if you know somebody that's interested, tell them to take a look. I believe this is live streaming on Twitch. I believe
live streaming on Twitch. Every Wednesday morning at hopefully 8:30.
8:30, 8 o'clock, somewhere in there.
Somewhere in that range. We'll get a time down once we're the little rough this week because we had to get all the graphics and the intro and the
Mhm.
low and everything ready pretty fast. Some hiccups last night. This was supposed to be done last night and everything. So a few hiccups, but be much better next week. Everything's ready. Just got to fix a few things in terms of presentation next week.
Mhm.
So yeah, we should be pretty good to go. Able to hit that time slot. But yes, live streaming Dogs Maniac on Twitch. Wednesdays 8:30, and then will be edited and uploaded. Well, first of all, if you want video on demand, it'd be the rough cut unedited version. Is available on Dogs Maniac on the Twitch account, but also edited version will be uploaded to YouTube, UMD Blogs Maniac.
And I know before we go, I apologize for keeping the viewers longer than we anticipated, but possibly creating or just uploading some clips to either a personal TikTok or having a Junior and Junior podcast TikTok. Have not decided yet.
Yeah, I know I have a TikTok for my Twitch account. We could upload them there, or just make a complete Junior and Junior one. That's completely just what we decide on.
Yeah,
We'll figure it out.
but yeah,
Outside of that, I was gonna say I am going to get a Instagram up and going. I'm gonna take my Instagram that I had for my other podcast with somebody else and just make that the Junior and Junior because
all right.
I think that this is gonna be more consistent. We have a weekly schedule and we want to go, and yeah, that way I can upload on there. What's the upcoming episode for the week? You know what we're gonna be talking about, so people know if they want to tune in, what they want to hear. And kind of give
And
them an
then
idea.
when that one's up and running, feel free to DM us on that one. I think
Yes. Once that one's up and running, yes. You can still DM us on our personal accounts if you want for some reason, but yeah, don't feel like you can't reach out to us on our personal accounts on the Instagram for the podcast anywhere. We'll hear you out. We want to hear. We want to hear feedback. If there's something that you want us to talk about, reach out to us about that. You don't have to reach out just because you want to come on the podcast. Like, reach out with whatever you want to tell us. We're okay with that. And if any sponsors want to reach out to us so we can get Zoom Pro so that our Zoom meetings don't end after 40 minutes, I would love that. We'll hear you out.
I think we both would love that. I would love it, so then we don't have to say, hey, we got a minute left, and then hop off and come back on.
Exactly. And yeah, next week hopefully we'll have more people in the chat. I don't know. I don't know if you want to do this, but I know I was going to make up a graphic just to post out on Instagram and Snapchat, just to maybe get people to tune in. And then we could go to fan questions when we don't know what to talk about. Just an idea.
Yeah. No, I like that. That's an amazing idea. Yeah. No, I think we touched all the bases. We kicked all the field goals that we needed to kick today. We scored all the goals.
Hit all.
Hey, I'm just running with this.
No. Hey, rough first time, but what can you do?
Yeah.
It'll get better as we get more experience, get going on it more.
Oh, but, for sure. Yeah, this has been Junior and Junior. Like I said, I am Dale Summerfield Jr.
And I'm your Hall of Fame partner, Jared Rodney Jr.
Yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes.
Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming through this test run with us, and we'll see you next week. This has been Junior and Junior.
Go on.